That is to Chris Davis, and we'll
At
try to make the show better for you.
Square, Northeastern, don't ask the zip, I don't know.
And it's time.
Survey says.
The price is wrong, Bobby. For trivia.
And live from the ECAT studios in Northeastern Massachusetts, this is Tuesday Triviality. I'm your host and trivia master of ceremonies, Tim Polatin, and it's time for trivia. Alright, Tuesday Triviality is sponsored by Michael Associates Ltd, located in Quincy. They specialize in real estate and financial services, including the private placement of federal housing credit and partnerships to both individual and corporate investors. So a big thank you to Michael Associates Ltd for sponsoring tonight's program. And I'd like to thank all of our supporters and avid viewers. And tonight's show is all general trivia with multiple categories represented in each round. For those of you joining for the first time, let's get into the nuts and bolts of how this program works. If you're watching this as a rerun or on demand at a later date, well, you can just always play along in spirit, like your favorite TV game show. If you're watching this live, however, you have the opportunity to participate and potentially win prizes. So, how that works is when I read each question, you'll have a minute to send in your answers before I reveal the answer on air. There will be an on-screen countdown to help you along with that. Now, how you can do that is with our easy online answer sheet, which can either be pulled up in your computer browser or via a link on your smartphone. We have a QR code right here on the screen as well, and if you're watching this on Facebook, I believe in the comment there's also a direct clickable link to this. This is your one handy-dandy way to send in no matter how you're watching this. So if you're on the big screen, the small screen, or any screen in between, we'll all be using this one system to get your answers in. So if you're putting your answers in the chat or yelling them at the wall, unfortunately we won't be able to give you any credit. But you can still have fun with that. So it gets lost in the void. When you have your answer sheet up, you'll notice a couple important fields to fill out: your name and your answer. It's as simple as that. You'll also notice at the bottom is another field that is your email address. Now, you don't need to fill that out every time, but if your first answer of tonight has your email address, that we can connect it with a name, if you are one of our winners, we can be able to contact you. So that's the non-required field at the bottom. If you want a little bit of a pro tip, put in your name first before I read the next question so that you don't have to waste any time, because response time is important. Game speed is how we're going to be doing this. For every question, the top 3 quickest correct answers will be included into the drawing for that round. And at the end of each round, a random name will be drawn from our winner pool, which will live in this beautiful white pillowcase. So if you are answering correctly before anyone else, we're going to have 8 questions in each round, so that is 8 chances to be in that bag. But that's maxed out, and that's only a 1 in 3 chance. The drawing will still be random. So a 1 in 3 chance if you have your maxed out odds. So quickest, most correct answer, and you never know. You could throw one in the last second. Even if you're not quick, you might only be the second or third person to actually get it right. So with the 3 rounds of gameplay, each round will have a prize. So tonight's prizes for round 1, we have a $50 gift card to the Stoneforge Grill, which is located on 10 Roosevelt Circle in Southeastern. Now, this was donated by Doug King Builders. Doug King Builders, more than 50 years of experience designing and building more than 1,500 homes and 50 commercial properties. So Doug King Builders right here in Easton has donated the $50 gift card to Stoneforge Grill for the round 1 prize. For the round 2 prize, our round 2 winner will also get a $50 gift card. This will be to Shoveltown Brewery. Shoveltown Brewery is located right here in northeastern Massachusetts, actually adjacent to the ECAT studios where we're filming this right now. So you can stop by, grab a shovel. The tap room is on 50 Oliver Street. They have beer and kitchen as well. And then for round 3, we have yet another Stoneforge Grill $50 gift card donated by Doug King Builders. So that is 2 from Doug King right there. Round 1, Stoneforge. Round 2, Shoveltown. Round 3, Stoneforge. That is what we're playing for tonight. So we're going to keep this match above the belt. Siri and Alexa are not members of your team or your brain trust, and only one answer per person per question, please. If you send in more than that, we're only going to look at the first one. So now's your chance to get up that answer sheet that through that link or the QR code on the screen and put in your name. Maybe plug in your email address now so that you don't dilly-dally when the first question comes up. But if you're ready, I'm ready. So let's put that minute on the clock. And Maestro, here we go. Round 1, question 1 on the screen. According to their ad campaign, what makes a Subaru a Subaru? All right. So now the clock is ticking. What makes a Subaru a Subaru? You may be familiar with those ads where it ends. That's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Or you see the billboards. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. But what is it specifically? So we're looking for, yes, we got our answers coming in. What exactly makes a Subaru a Subaru? There's a lot of good things there. All right, we got a lot of correct answers coming in. Get them in. Get them in. I see we have a good foot in the consumerism culture right there. We know our ad campaigns. What makes a Subaru a Subaru? All right, in the clock, we're in our final 10 seconds right here. Final 10 seconds to get it in. 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, what makes a Subaru a Subaru? Here we go. I'll just let you know. It's love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Love. There you go. You may think it's all-wheel drive, but it's love. All right, we're going to move on for another minute. Here's your round 1 question 2 on the screens. How many strings does a standard concert violin have? Now, a concert violin is your standard violin. Of course, they can make many different variations. You can get custom-built anything these days, but a standard concert violin, you could imagine the Stradivarius, one of those very expensive concert violins. How many strings is on a violin? There, and the clock is running right there. We're just looking for a number. You don't need to label the strings by A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Just how many strings does a violin have? You know, maybe it might help to close your eyes and visualize, because each string has a tuning knob up there on the head. So maybe you can sort of think how many little twisty-turny items are on the top of your violin. All right, we got our answers coming in, but we don't have 3 correct ones yet. We do have some correct, some incorrect. So get a number in there right now. All right, and that's our time. And the correct answer is 4. There are 4 strings on your standard violin, or viola, or cello, or bass. They're all 4-stringed instruments right there. So that was number 2 for 4. Question number 3, moving right along. In the movie The Matrix, Morpheus offers Neo 2 choices. Neo, played, of course, by Keanu Reeves, the red pill or the blue pill. Which one does Keanu Reeves take? So it was a very dichotomous decision right there, pivotal point in the movie. If he takes one of them, the story ends, and he wakes up in his bed like nothing happened. But if he takes the other one, He stays in Wonderland, and Morpheus shows him just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Is it the red pill or the blue pill that was taken in the Matrix? Red pill or the blue pill? You got a 50-50 on this one. So it doesn't hurt to just throw it out there. We're about halfway through that time. If anybody's just joining us right now, the way to send in these answers is you can follow that link on your computer or open it up on your smartphone, and it'll bring up a very simple answer sheet with name and answer, and you send that in. Use the same one for every question. So that's how you send them in so that we get them. All right. And that's your time. Was it the red pill or the blue pill? The way to find the truth is by taking the red pill. Morpheus gave Neo the red pill, or he took that option rather. All right. Question number 4. Moving right along. What is the name of the knighted British billionaire behind Virgin Records, Virgin Atlantic, and Virgin Mobile? I believe Virgin Mobile is defunct now, but Virgin Records and Virgin Atlantic are still in existence. I think Virgin Records still records music, and you can still take a Virgin Air Atlantic flight. So what is the name of this knighted British billionaire that puts the Virgin name in the same sort of script font on all of his ventures? All right. Looks like some people knew this one. All right, answers are coming in. There's still room to get your name in this round 1 pile right here. So still room, so don't be shy. You have nothing to lose by throwing in a wrong answer. So who is this British billionaire that puts the Virgin title on all of his big ventures? Okay, we're in our final 10 seconds. So scrape that brain. You might be able to picture him. All right, and that's time right there. If you pictured him, he has shoulder-length silver locks. That is Richard Branson, or should I say Sir Richard Branson, because he is knighted. Sir Richard Branson right there for number 4. Question number 5, moving right along. In what year did astronaut Neil Armstrong become the first man to walk on the moon? There we go, nice simple one. You could be able to just dig down deep. You probably know, I'm just looking for a year. I don't need to give me the month or the date. What year did Neil Armstrong walk on the moon? I guess I have to add allegedly, but what year was it reported that he walked on the moon? Right there, that's a good way to work around all that. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin both set foot on the moon for the first time in human history. What year? All right, we're coming in. We got 20 seconds left for this one. And we're still in round 1. This is about halfway through round 1, so we still have chances right here. And after this, we got 2 more rounds of good fun. 10 seconds left right there to name a year, just a simple year, of which the Eagle has landed. The Eagle has landed being the Apollo 11 landing craft, and this was 1969. More specifically, the summer of 69. Just like the song right there, the summer of 69. Okay, moving right along, here's another shot for you. Here's question number 6. In what fictional Arabian city does Disney's Aladdin take place? Disney's Aladdin, 1992, recently remade. In all iterations, it still takes place in what fictional city? City with Arabian Nights and a sultan. So we're looking for this fictional Arabian city of which Aladdin takes place. Oh. All right, we're about halfway through here. Aladdin. So, we got some interesting ideas for answers, but only a couple correct so far. So if you still think you might know it, throw it in there right now because there's still another spot for someone to get their name in for the round 1 grab. All right, 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and time. That is the city of Agrabah. Agrabah is the city that Aladdin takes place in. All right, second to last question right here. Number 7. Here we go on the screens. Nikki Sixx is best known as the co-founder and primary songwriter of what band? All right, so we're looking for a rock group of which Nikki Sixx is one of the best known members of, but he's the co-founder and primary songwriter of what rock group? Now, Nikki Sixx is his legal name as of age 21. I guess he was Frank Jr. I wasn't quite fond about the whole Frank Jr. thing, especially if his father wasn't quite around. So he legally, at the age of 21, became Nikki Sixx, spelt thusly. 2 Ks, 2 Xs. Why? Because he thinks it rocked hard. And that gamble paid off. Because I couldn't quite imagine a Nikki Sixx working in any other industry. But it works for Nikki Sixx because he's still quite popular. And his group, I think they're going on 40 years now. 40 years. So we have our answers coming in. We got 5 more seconds to name what rock group Nikki Sixx has been fronting. All right. And here we go. Our answer is Motley Crue. Motley Crue. Spelling, of course, doesn't count. So as long as you do your best with Motley Crue, technically there should be an umlaut over the O in Motley and the U in Crew. But if you spelt it like Crew should be spelt, we'll give you those points. All right. So here we go. Our last question for round 1. Massachusetts state license plates read "The Spirit of America" across the bottom. Which state's license plate reads 10,000 lakes across the bottom? So most states put their motto. They'll put the state on the top and their motto at the bottom. I believe New Hampshire says "Live Free or Die" right there on the license plate. Maine says "Vacation Land." Massachusetts says "The Spirit of America." Which state's license plate says 10,000 lakes right there across the bottom? So we'll see if anybody's been playing the license plate game as of late. Been stuck in traffic maybe. But if you're reading those license plates, you can always find these fun little quips. Texas, the Lone Star State. And what state is known as the land of 10,000 lakes? Or as they just say on their license plates, 10,000 lakes. Because the land of, they don't want to get too confused with Illinois, which says the land of Lincoln right there. Which of our 50 nifty United States is also known as the land of 10,000 lakes, and they are proud enough of it to put it on their license plate? That's what we're looking for. So name a U.S. state right there. And that's time. The correct answer is Minnesota. Minnesota is full completely of little kettle hole lakes. It peppers. As you could expect, there's 10,000 plus kettle hole lakes across Minnesota. So they've called themselves the land of 10,000 lakes. So that brings us to the end of round 1. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we're going to do our drawing for a round 1 prize and jump right into round 2. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
I'm Van Dam. I've been in radio for 3 decades now and have been doing a daily podcast-style show for a few years. But once a week, I come to the ECAT studio where they give me wine and cheese.
Hey, welcome to the program. How are you? Good to be with you. Hey, you're looking good today.
Thanks for being here. Make yourself comfortable. This won't take too long. It'll be a little bit painful for you, but in the long run, it's important for you to go through this. And I do a TV version of the podcast. I talk about what's going on in the world and in the area and give my opinions on things. That's both something to look forward to and also a warning. So tune in to see me move my mouth while I talk. Who knows? We might have something in common. Probably not, but you never know. Catch my show here, The Ron Van Dam Show, right here on ECAT.
It's the Ron Van Dam Show. Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird if you like that sort of thing.
And we're back. All right, everybody's been tallied up and assigned their place in the bag. So without any further ado, let us find out who is the recipient of, right now we're playing for a Stoneforge gift card, $50, generously donated by Doug King Builders. This is answerer 15, which that goes to Susie. Susie, the answer that got you this prize was Motley Crue. So right there, Motley Crue to Susie is our round one winner right there. Make a note of that. We'll follow up with you for your prizes. All right. So now we're going to jump right into round two. It works the same way as round one. That same old answer sheet that you've been using for every question. You can reuse that again. Everything gets time stamped down to the millisecond. So we'll be able to break those ties. No need to have any runoff elections. But round two, we're playing for a $50 Shoveltown Brewery gift card right here in northeastern Massachusetts. They have a tap room and a kitchen and outdoor seating when it's nice. So we're playing now round two for a $50 Shoveltown gift card. So let's get up those answer sheets, get locked and loaded, shake it out because it's down to the wire again. I got to put another minute on the clock. Here's your round two, question one. Round two, question one right here. If you were to go to the hospital to receive an EEG, what part of your body would be monitored? We're looking for what part of your body gets monitored when you go to the hospital for an EEG. An EEG. All right, I'm just telling you the initials EEG. I'm not telling you what it stands for because if you knew Latin, it would give away the answer. An EEG. If you said, Doc, what I think I need is an EEG, what would they start measuring on you or monitoring? All right, we're about halfway there. Halfway there, we got our answers coming in. All right, an EEG, so a good medical question. You got to have all the categories represented. So got to give our doctors a bone. An EEG, what part of your body is monitored if that's the procedure, I guess if you'd call it that, you're going in for. All right, and that's our time, that's our minute. The correct answer was your brain. Your brain, or your head. How this in EEG works, it's like those little suction cup looking like electrodes to measure, electroencephalogram. Encephalo meaning brain, and electric pulses, and gram is a graph. So electroencephalogram is how you measure brain activity. That was number one. Question number two. Question number two, another chance. What musical artist famously sang about Lola, the showgirl, at the Copacabana? We're looking for a musical artist for question number two right here. A musical artist who sang about Lola, the showgirl, at the Copacabana. You might know her. She's got yellow feathers in her hair, a dress cut down to there. That Lola. She does, I think, the merengue and the cha-cha. She does it all, apparently, in this song. And who sings this song originally? Okay, we got the answers coming in. All right, they're filing in right here. Remember, you gotta be right and you gotta be quick. That's the tough thing about this. At least you get three answers. It's not just three options. It's not just the fastest finger on the buzzer like Jeopardy, but we're looking for a musical artist that sang about Lola the showgirl at the Copacabana. And who was it? Answer, Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow. He did a lot of great things. He also did a bunch of jingles. I believe I'm stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aid's stuck on me. That was his other hit. Among others. Of course, that was Barry Manilow, Copacabana. Question number three, moving right along. Here's another minute and another chance. In what sport would you most likely use a pommel horse? In what sport would you most likely use a pommel horse? Now, there's a lot of interesting sports out there. Of course, this sport is not obscure. It is represented every 4 years at one of the Olympics. So, we're not looking for something on ESPN 8 The Ocho. We're looking for something that's either at the Summer or Winter Olympics, and you would use a pommel horse in it. All right, the answers are coming in right here. Okay, looks like this one, people knew this one. You might know your pommel horse. You might have one. It's always good to practice, right? A pommel horse is used in what sport? That's what we're looking at right there. A pommel horse. You got 5 seconds if you haven't yet sent anything in. Now it's too late because I'm about to tell you the answer. The answer is gymnastics. Gymnastics. A pommel horse. It looks like a sawhorse with 2 handles on it. You can swing your legs around. It is a regular event at the gymnastics part of the Summer Olympics and in national gymnastics competitions. That is a pommel horse. Okay, moving right along to the next question. Next question, what classical inventor and mathematician exclaimed famously, "Eureka!" from his bathtub? We're looking for this inventor and mathematician. Of course, everybody was a Renaissance person back in the Renaissance days, or I believe this was pre-Renaissance. So, a Renaissance man before the Renaissance. But what classical inventor and mathematician gave us many interesting things, widely contributed to the field of geometry? Who shouted "Eureka!" from his bathtub? Why did he shout "Eureka!" from his bathtub? That's when he figured out the principle of displacement, where you can figure out the volume of an object by submerging it in water and seeing the displaced volume of water. So who shouted "Eureka!" from his bathtub when he discovered this, now we consider it a very common principle? An inventor and mathematician is your question right here. It's question number 4 in the second round. All right. And that's time. This one was a little tough. That was Archimedes. Archimedes. He is the Archimedes corkscrew, Archimedes principle, and Archimedes was also the name of the owl in Disney's Sword in the Stone. So, if you didn't know, now you know that too. But we're going to move on now to question number 5. So the back half of round 2 and about the halfway mark of our game. "I'll have what she's having" is a well-known quip from what 1989 movie? From what 1989 movie do we get that famous quip, "I'll have what she's having"? So hopefully this one might be more accessible and easier than knowing Archimedes, since this movie was very well received in the box office, and quotes such as this are still widely known today. We're looking for a 1989 movie. "I'll have what she's having." I believe they just refer to that as the diner scene. The diner scene in what movie? 1989. So yeah, that's about 34 years old now. So what movie had "I'll have what she's having"? All right, we're in our last 10 seconds right there to name me that 1989 movie. And if you need any other hints, it's a romantic comedy. So what romantic comedy right there? All right, and that's time. That was none other than When Harry Met Sally. Good old When Harry Met Sally right there. Billy Crystal, classic. I'll have what she's having right there in the diner. All right, so we're moving right along to question number 6. Question number 6. The common dolphin fish is most often referred to as what other Hawaiian name? So, sort of like how when a cow is alive, you call it a cow, and when you order it, it comes as beef. The common dolphin fish is mostly how it's known when it's swimming, but if you order it at a restaurant, it's usually recognized as its Hawaiian name. Why? Because people will shy away from saying, "I'll have the dolphin, please." So instead of adding dolphin fish or dolphin steak, seared dolphin on the menu, they give it the Hawaiian name, which makes it sound tastier, I'm sure, since you don't want to be eating dolphin fish. Well, I mean, you do, but you don't want to say it out loud, of course. You'd rather use the Hawaiian name for this fish, as it appears on menus at restaurants. All right, we're in our final 10 seconds. Try to think about the seafood section of the menus. It's not the swordfish, it's a Hawaiian name. All right, and that's time. That's the mahi-mahi. If you order the mahi-mahi, that's the common dolphin fish. Mahi-mahi. Not to be confused with ahi, which is a kind of tuna. But mahi-mahi is the Hawaiian name for the common dolphin fish. All right, we're moving right along right here. All right, this one's straight to the point. How many U.S. states have a land border with Mexico? Have a land border. Land border just meaning not a maritime border, which we don't have any U.S. states with a strict maritime border with Mexico. So how many U.S. states physically border Mexico is what we're looking for. Again, like other ones with numbers, you don't have to list which states they are, so you don't have to worry about getting too reversed or jumbled. Just looking for a raw number on this one. How many U.S. states touch Mexico? Just a number. That's all we're looking for. All right, we're coming in. 20 seconds left. And, a place in the bag is still yours if you want it. We have answers coming in, but we don't quite yet have 3 correct ones. So you got 7 seconds now, or less. 2, 1, and time. All right, the answer is 4. 4, you may know Texas borders Mexico, but so does California, New Mexico, and Arizona. So California right there is right above Baja California, a Mexican state literally translated to under California. And then between California and Texas, you have New Mexico and Arizona. So 4 U.S. states border Mexico right there. All right. Our last question of round 2. Here we go. Last question of round... Ooh. I believe that is the last question of round 1. Well, that's fine. We'll just have one more sec. So, here we go. So we're going to come at you in just a second with the last one. So get primed, get locked and loaded, because this is your last chance before we go to our break and come back with our winners. Here we go. The Beatles' second to last album, Abbey Road, has the famous imagery of the Fab Four on a crosswalk. Which Beatle is depicted barefoot on that album cover? So we're looking for which Beatle is barefoot on the famous Abbey Road album cover, where all 4 of them are on that crosswalk. You can consider this one to be like a multiple choice, A, B, C, D, John, Paul, George, Ringo. You can just write John, Paul, George, or Ringo to let us know which Beatle was barefoot. We're looking for the barefoot Beatle right here. Barefoot Beatle. They each have a different shtick going on. One of them's in sort of denim. One has very formal coattails. One is all disheveled, barefoot with a cigarette. And one is in all white. Of course, we're looking for the one that is all disheveled, barefoot with a cigarette. So maybe it helps to close your eyes and picture that album cover. I know you can picture that with all their legs sort of like equally spread apart right there on the Abbey Road crosswalk right in front of their studios. John, Paul, George, or Ringo, which one is barefoot? And the correct answer is Paul. Paul McCartney was barefoot holding the cigarette. John Lennon was in all white with white shoes. George Harrison was in the denim shirt, denim jeans. And Ringo Starr was in the classical music composer coattails. So that about wraps us up for round 2. Just like previously, we're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have your round 2 winner, and we'll jump right into round 3. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't have time to sit down and watch ECAT programs? Don't worry, ECAT has got you covered. That's right, ECAT has
Podcast!
ECAT Podcast Channel has your favorite shows that you could listen to. Whether you want to chill and listen to the Ron Van Dam Show and hear him talk about what's bothering him that day, or the show hosted by local legends Stephanie Weinstein and Meredith Keach, where they talk about anything and everything, or take a listen to the weekly news hosted by Jack Ryan and Abby Kitchenham. Stay tuned in with Tiger Talk hosted by Oliver Ames students. Community Forum is where their host Priscilla talks about all things Easton. Easton residents can also find government meetings about various topics. You can find the podcast on Podbean and all your favorite podcast platforms. Just by searching ECAT or the ECAT podcast, you can find it all. The ECAT podcast channel is powered by Podbean, so either in the car ride or walking around town, you can always catch what's going on with ECAT. Happy listening!
All right. So, we are locked and loaded right here. Again, we are playing this round 2 that we just concluded for a $50 Shoveltown Brewery gift card here in Northeastern Massachusetts. So, grab your friends, grab a shovel. All right, so let us see who our lucky listener is for round 2. All right. So what we have right here, ooh, a nice early one right off the bat. This answerer number 1. So the first person, look at that. This was for correctly answering brain, and it goes to Tyler. Tyler, for answering brain on what part in EEG monitors. You are a winner for round 2, so we have you all marked up, and we'll be able to get you that $50 gift card to Shoveltown. For everybody else, there's still one more round and one more chance to max out your odds. So there's round 3. We're playing for another $50 gift card to the Stone Forge Grill in southeastern Massachusetts on 10 Roosevelt Circle. And this, again, is donated by Doug King Builders. 50 years experience, 1,500 homes, 50 commercial properties. So thank you to Doug King Builders. And if you're ready, like I said previously, get up that same old answer sheet. You can put in your same name. We're going to use this for the last round right here. And we have 8 more questions lined up, 8 more chances to maximize your odds. So here we go with round 3, question 1. On the screen, what number billiards ball is solid green in color? What number billiards ball is solid green in color? We're just looking, like I said, with all the number ones. You don't need to describe anything other than just entering a number for this. For your billiards balls, every color has a corresponding solid and stripe. That is except for the color black, which is only solid, and that's the 8 ball. So that means which one is solid green in color? Solid green. If the 8 ball is out of the question, that leaves what? 14 other. Is it 14? Yeah, 14 other billiards balls. Valid numbers right there. So which number is solid green in color? Okay. I had a couple people that know their billiards balls, but some other people throw a shot in the dark out there. Oh, we're still looking for one more correct answer. Ooh, and that's time. Okay, so the correct answer for that question was number 6. The 6 ball is solid green, and it is the 14 ball that is the green stripe. Of course, we didn't accept 14 because we were looking specifically for the solid green, but the answer is the 6 ball is solid green. All right, question number 2 right here. Question number 2, of the radius and the ulna, which forearm bone supports, let's see, the thumb side of our hand? So we have 2 bones in our forearm, the radius and the ulna. but one of them supports the thumb side and one supports the pinky side. You can consider this to be like a 50-50 shot for you right here. Is it the radius or the ulna that is your forearm bone on your thumb side? All right. All right, and you gotta, think about it. We say the thumb and pinky side because as you twist, it could be far or close. They both connect to your wrists, both connect to your elbows, but which one supports the thumb side? Okay, and as we said, it's like a 50-50, so if, now we're in the final 10 seconds. If you haven't made a decision yet, make one. You have 2 shots, and it could be your lucky day. All right, so with that out of the way, the correct answer was the radius. The radius, because this one twists more when you twist. It's the radius. Then alternatively, the ulna supports the pinky side. So the ulna is connected to the elbow. Or I guess in a way it is the elbow. So the radius supports our thumb side, and this takes us to our next question. Next question. What 1983 movie saw Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, and Matt Dillon all play greasers? There was a lot of fun greaser-themed movies in the 80s. We're looking for which one had this star-studded cast where Tom Cruise, Matt Dillon, Patrick Swayze, also Rob Lowe, and the Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio. They were all part of one greaser gang in what 1983 movie? Looking for the name of this movie. All right, we're about almost at the halfway mark. If you need a hint, it's based on a novel. 1983 movie, a greaser movie, in which Tom Cruise, Patrick Swayze, Matt Dillon, Rob Lowe, and Ralph Macchio are all part of this greaser gang. All right, we're coming up on that time right here, so think about it. Think about it. Greaser movie, 1983, star-studded cast. Now that movie is The Outsiders. The Outsiders. So based on the novel, I believe the sequel to The Outsiders, that also novel is That Was Then, This Is Now. It was the sequel to The Outsiders. So you may have heard of those novels. Obviously, they predate 1983. All right, so moving right along. Question number 4. How many years is one term as a U.S. Senator? Ooh, yeah, really making you think about your civics lessons right here. One term as a U.S. Senator. That's what we're asking. So there's different term limits for Massachusetts state governor, president of the United States, even state Congress, state Senate, but a U.S. Senator. Every state has 2 U.S. Senators. We have Elizabeth Warren and Ed Markey, and each of them are serving a what-year term representing Massachusetts? Okay, got our answers coming in right here. And of course, what they do is they hold elections, not the full term. Each senator has a little bit of an offset term, so that at any one point we don't have all of a sudden a brand new U.S. Senate. So when an election for a senator comes up, then we'll have another one a little bit down the road before the term is up for the other seat. But the correct answer was 6. 6 years as a U.S. Senator, and we get a U.S. Senate election here in Massachusetts every 3 years. So they flip-flop. So we'll have one every 3 years, but it's only for one of the seats because it is a 6-year term with no term limits. All right, moving right along. Here we go. Some mythology right here. Number 5, known as the Hound of Hades. What is the name of the 3-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld in Greek mythology? So we're looking for the name of this 3-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld, also known as the Hound of Hades. What is the name of this dog in Greek mythology? Hercules fought this dog, or actually, no, it's Roman mythology. Greek mythology, Heracles fought this dog. So what is the name of this in Greek mythology? It's the most recognized name of this dog, other than Fluffy, which is a different three-headed dog from Harry Potter, and that didn't guard the underworld. I believe Fluffy guarded the Sorcerer's Stone. So what is the name of this three-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld? The Hound of Hades in Greek mythology. All right. All right, we got some good answers here, right here. The three-headed dog. You can imagine a three-headed dog and Hercules fighting it. But can you come up with a name? That's where trivia comes into play. Well, the name of that dog is Cerberus. Cerberus is the name of that three-headed dog that guards the gates of the underworld in Greek mythology. All right. So maybe that was a little too far in the past. So let's go moderately far in the past. Not too far. But the next question right here, which U.S. president said, "I am the president of the United States and I am not going to eat any more broccoli"? This, of course, was said right before broccoli was banned from the White House kitchen. So we had, I guess I won't give it away, whether we had 4 or 8 years of no broccoli in the White House, but which U.S. president famously did not like broccoli, and once he became president of the United States said, "I'm president and I don't have to eat it anymore"? Not the best example to the school children, but to each their own. Which U.S. president banned broccoli from the White House? All right, our answers are coming in. As tempting as it is to do an impression when I read that quote, I don't want to give any unfair hints. Okay, we're coming in. We got 10 seconds left. A U.S. president that famously said, "I am the president of the United States and I am not going to eat any more broccoli." All right, and time. That was George Bush, the senior. George Herbert Walker Bush. Read my lips, no more broccoli. So it was George Bush, the elder Bush, that banned broccoli from the White House for 4 years. All right, moving right along. Question number 7 right here. In what Tennessee city would you find Elvis's Graceland Mansion? Elvis's Graceland Mansion. So maybe it'll be a nice easy one for you if you've been there. If not, this is within the realm of common knowledge. Elvis's Graceland Mansion. Where would you have to go to visit it? He moved to this area as a teen. He grew up in Tupelo, Missouri, I believe. Tupelo, Missouri is where Elvis was in his youth. But then he spent the rest of his life in what Tennessee city? So Tennessee does have multiple notable cities, so it's not a shoo-in. It's not like asking what city in Rhode Island. Tennessee at least has 3, maybe 4 sizable cities that it could potentially be. All right. You got 15 seconds, and the clock is ticking to name that city in Tennessee in which Elvis's Graceland Mansion can be found. All right. And that's time. And the correct answer is Memphis. Memphis, Tennessee. I think the original Memphis, there still is a Memphis, Egypt, that this was named after. And I think the movie was Happy Feet, that the penguin that talked like Elvis, his name was Memphis. So it all comes full circles, right? But Memphis, Tennessee is where you can find Elvis's Graceland Mansion, not Knoxville, not Nashville, Memphis. All right, so this takes us already at our last question of the evening. So you have one more chance. We'll have 3 more people put in that bag for our final gift card. So without any further ado, let's put that minute on the clock, and here we go. In greyhound dog racing, what is the name used to describe a male dog kept for breeding purposes? So a male dog kept for breeding purposes in the greyhound racing business, what is that kind of dog called? So there could be other names with other things, I believe, depending on what you're following. With race horses, they could go by this name or they could go by another name, but there's only one name when it comes to greyhound dog racing. So we narrowed it for you right there. What is it called? Oh, there we go. A greyhound, a male greyhound that is kept specifically for breeding purposes. All right, we're in our last 20 seconds. So really rack your brain here to send in those answers. 10 seconds left. Greyhound dog racing, like Santa's little helper. All right. And, ooh, that's right, with Elvis. It's Tupelo, Mississippi, not Missouri. Tupelo, Mississippi. But, all right, and that's our time. The answer is a stud. A stud. And the place where they breed greyhounds is called a stud farm. So if you ever wonder where that term comes from, the stud farm is where the stud greyhounds breed potential racing champions. All right, so we have you all in. We are going to be playing for a Stone Forge Grill gift card when we come back from our last break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of For the Love of Words.
After a 3-year hiatus, join me, John Holgerson, and
Priscilla Almquist Olson,
as we interview poets and musicians.
Could you give the audience a little summary of your background as a child?
When I turned 7 or so, we were car bombed. That stuck out.
And have them share their love of words.
Sometimes I wonder, do you ever think of me?
A thin broth of moonlight caught in the trees spreads across the garden brush, so one side of every stick shimmers while the other sides melt into one another, a mass grave of cherry, pear, and pine.
For the Love of Words at 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
And we're back. All right. So we've done all our back end work, getting you all tallied up. So now there's only one thing left to do. That is draw our round 3 winner right here. Douglas King Builders has provided this gift card to us. All right. And what we have right here is answerer number 17, which for correctly saying Memphis, Tennessee, this round 3 prize goes to David. David, you are our round 3 winner and recipient of your Stone Forge Grill gift card. So let us mark that down right there. And for everybody else, there's always next time. We'll be back on Tuesday, September 26th, same time, same place, here on ECAT for another riveting episode of Tuesday Triviality, where you can express your curiosity. Until next time, I'm your Trivia Master of Ceremonies, Tim Popolo, and take care, everybody.